guys, welcome to Tackle Tips with the Coach. So if you're like me, your rods are starting to show their age, and they start with the grip. So this is a Bass Pro Johnny Morris Carbon Light 2.0, and you see the grip, it's a wind grip, but you see the grip is starting to wear right here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's starting to wear. These grips are awesome. You can see this right here. They're awesome when they're new and they're supple and they're sticky when they get wet. So the rod itself is in really good shape. The eyes still work really well, and but I need to do something. I need to upgrade my grip. So what I did is I found this product on Amazon. I'll add a link in the comment section for where you can get this. This comes in a 3-foot section, and this is 40 millimeters, which is the diameter. It goes all the way down, I think, to like 25. I will be changing the next time and getting probably 35. You'll see what I'm talking about when I start to apply this. But what you'll need is you'll need your rod, of course. You'll need your heat grip. You'll need a tape measure for accuracy, scissors to cut it. And I've got a heat gun that my wife uses with her crafting. This works really well. I will say it gets the rubber really hot, but so you kind of want to be careful because you don't want to cause anything to come loose on your rod. You can do this with a hairdryer. The very first one I did with a hairdryer, and it takes 3 times as long. So I'm gonna get everything set up, and I'll be back and I'll show you how to apply it. Alright guys, so from the longest point of the rod grip to this little ring here is 4 1/4. I cut this 4 1/8. You'll see as you start to shrink that down, it gets a little longer. So you want to cut it a little shorter. No big deal. If you go longer, you can just take a little knife and cut it. But then you just slide it up on there, and we are ready to start heat shrinking. So let me get the camera in place, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. I've actually got this set up on a ironing board. It gives me a little more room to work, and I can actually rotate this around like I'm gonna need to when I start heat shrinking this sucker on there. So let's get started. Start bringing it pretty close. You see it's already starting to shrink. And once it starts to shrink, I'll just rotate it around. I don't know if you can hear me, but once it starts to shrink, I'll just rotate it around. And like I mentioned, guys, this rubber gets really hot doing what I'm doing. All this right here is applied with like a glue or an epoxy. You don't want that to get too hot. I've got it. It's sitting really well up here. It still needs a little more work down here, but I'm gonna let this cool off. The rod blank itself is getting pretty warm, so I'm gonna let that cool off, and then I'll come back and I'll finish the end. Again, this is like super hot. You're not gonna get 3rd-degree burns or anything, but you're gonna get hot. And then kind of got a little short on my top right there. But I'm gonna let that cool for a second before I start back up, and I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, I went ahead and finished this up. If you'll look at that end right there, it's just a little hard to get this 40 millimeter actually shrunk down. This has a really huge taper from here down to here, and getting that 40 millimeter to go, to shrink down that low. What I actually did is I got this hot, and then I wrapped a cold rag around it and held it till it, got to this form. But it feels good, and it's a really good way to recover some of your rods. And I will put a link on this. I got this for $7 around Christmas time. I think now when I looked on Amazon, it's right at 10. But again, depending on, this side up here worked really well. This small taper is you know, you gotta help it get that small. I would go to 35, maybe even a 30. You just want to make sure you have enough to get over your big part. All right, guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Tackle Tips with the Coach. My next episode, what I'll do is I'll take the reel off and I'll show you how to clean your rod, check your eyes for imperfections, and that will be my next Tackle Tip with the Coach. Hope you enjoy it.